Yep. It's 9.
Okay, you can get going. No more long pauses. Thank you, everyone. We have a really easy agenda this morning. So call the meeting to order. If Don, you could do a roll call.
Of course. I also want to remind everyone that we are live streaming and recording this meeting. Both of those processes have already started. And additionally, if you do need to leave the meeting at any time, if you're attending virtually, please post in the chat or let me know, as we may be taking votes without a roll call, and we'll need to comply with the statutory requirements regarding virtual public hearings. Jerry Abrahams,
Here.
Phil DeFranzo, Zani Inmatowski, Catherine McKinnon,
Here.
Commissioner Perez, Franklin Perry, Sarah Sanders.
Here.
We do have a quorum in attendance.
Okay. Barely, but we do. So Hazim, first item, the housing revenue bonds 2026.
Thank you. Good morning. The resolution is to authorize CHFA to issue up to 150 million of the housing revenue bonds in one or more issuances. Housing revenue bonds is the other bond program CHFA uses to raise capital to fund program loans. Housing revenue bonds are not backed by CHFA's general obligations or supported by the State Capital Reserve Fund. Last January, the board approved the financing of a bridge loan totaling 150 million to support the acquisition of a multifamily portfolio consisting of 13 projects. It is expected that the takeout financing will utilize the housing revenue bonds program, and Fannie Mae will provide the credit enhancement to each project. Such enhancement will allow the bonds to be rated at AA1. Based on the deliverables, CHFA expect to close the first phase in August of 2026. Since the financing requires 4% tax credits, CHFA will utilize current year volume cap to meet the 25% tax credit test and recycling cap if available for amount in excess of such tests. I'll be happy to answer any question regarding the proposed recommendation.
Okay, can I get a motion for this morning's action item?
So moved. Second.
Okay, okay, so Sarah and Kathy, thank you. Any questions?
I
Go ahead,
have
Sarah.
some. Okay, so are these going to be tax exempt bonds?
Yes.
But you still need 4% tax credit? Okay.
Yes.
And is this our first issuance or our second issuance under this new indenture?
It will be the third.
Third. Okay.
Yes. We did two issuances last year. The first one was a preservation deal, 2025C. I mean, it went out of sequence. We were trying to do all at the same time. And then the second issuance was to finance two projects. So that was the 2025A and B. So two issuances, but three series of bonds. So this will be the third issuance.
And the rating is based on the guarantee or
Yes, they're based on the guarantee or credit enhancement.
and are you using the same pool of underwriters in rotation, or is this a different pool?
So we are using the one the authorization that the board did back in 2023. So Jeffries will be the lead senior manager. But what we generally would do is we would assign a co-manager to help with the sale.
Thank you.
Other questions? I had a couple questions, Azim. So it's Jeffries because I guess did they bring us this idea back in 2023? I wasn't here then.
Yes. So if just to provide some background, this whole idea, part of it was our attempt to see where we could be more relevant or at least try to assist in the financing of multifamily projects, and trying to ensure that we have the ability to utilize the most current execution or best ex. So one of the things that we did was we spoke with some of our bankers, and one of them was Jeffries, and through them we started talking with Berkadia, who Berkadia is a DUS lender, Fannie and Freddie, and through that whole exercise, we established a pilot, and at the same time created and adopted the new indenture. So that's how Jeffries came or got close to this financing.
Yeah, it's a great. I mean, it's how we used to do all our deals. So I think it's a great way to do it. So just remind me again, though, um, what the terms of the original bridge loan were. Just like when is it due? And so this is this is to take out our assume the bridge.
Correct.
And assume we did the bridge. So just not what the rate is, but basically what was our expectation is when our bridge would be taken out.
So based on the discussion that we currently have, the plan would be to issue the first bond or phase, we call it, because we do not have sufficient volume cap to just set aside solely for the preservation deal. So when we had the discussion with the purchaser about their intent to acquire the portfolio, we told them that we needed the takeout financing to occur in multiple phases. And that's how we structured the bridge loan. So the idea for 2026,
Okay, yeah.
we will issue the first bond, which act as the first phase, first tranche. We'll take out a portion of the bridge loan, and then when we go into 2027, we'll start working on the other phases.
So we did the bridge, and then as we get volume cap, we issue the tax exempt bonds. When we get when a volume cap. So we actually it's our own constraint because we want to do the perm tax exempt. That's interesting. Okay. Thank you. Any other questions?
Well, does this financing vehicle allow us to fund more multifamily homes? Is that the end result of having this additional option?
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
I like it a lot. I mean, I guess we're limited by portfolios to buy and projects, right? I mean, Fannie's doing, taking the heavy lift here with their guarantee. So, it's we're just basically buying Fannie Mae guaranteed stuff. So it's pretty good.
Yeah, if you
Fannie Mae.
take a look at it from a big picture standpoint, you can look at or view CHFA and its financing as one of the spigot. So you have all the application coming through this pipe, and we're just acting as that spigot. So when deals are ready, we'll start financing and provide them with the proceeds for them to meet their intent. So this other resolution will allow us to open up another spigot and basically leverage and utilize another third party for us to build more projects.
And the second spigot really is our volume cap allocation, our spare volume cap.
Yeah, the volume cap, as you know, like the way we look at it is from an enterprise, because we are utilizing volume cap for both multifamily and home ownership. So some of it is that, but some of it is also based on timing and project readiness. And then whenever that we can efficiently deploy them, we also would like to use recycling volume cap. So we don't want to purposefully issue bonds early for the sake that we want to issue bonds early when we know for a fact that we have recycling volume cap available that will be coming in the following month. So we may just adjust the timing of the delivery of the bonds so that we can maximize the use of volume cap.
And of course, good projects.
Absolutely.
It's great.
That will be the first.
One more question. I think we've talked before about how often you use the recycled volume cap for single family because it's ready to go and it's an easy utilization. So this allows you to use the recycling for multifamily more?
Yes, because multifamily, unlike single family, based on the current law, because there is a lot of movement at the Capitol trying to change in terms of when or what would be the deadline to utilize volume cap for multifamily. So multifamily, when we do receive prepayments, we do need to utilize them within 6 months of such prepayment. And if you don't issue the refunding bonds within 6 months, it just expires. So we are working on the closing of the 2026 B bond, which will occur next Thursday. And Morgan Stanley will do the pricing book presentation. But for that particular deal, 45% of the tax exempt issuance is being funded using recycling cap.
Will the recent legislative changes to the 4% credit, have you seen that impacting this with the 25% requirement instead of 50%?
Well, so you mean the recent changes back in last July?
Yeah.
So that's interesting. We actually, when the law when the legislation became law, I believe we are one of the very first one to take advantage of the 25% tax. I do know that New York did something similar last year, but the way they did it was they issued bonds at the end of last year, but they closed this year. So the way the legislation, the law when they made the change was, if you issue at least 5% of if you issue at least 5% of the bonds in 2026, and then you deploy that 5% towards projects that close in 2025, you are able to take advantage of the 25% test. So we essentially did that. The financing that we are closing next week, it does include projects that closed last year, where when we did issue the bonds, we only partially funded the bonds, and we are funding the remaining 5% this year so that they would qualify under the 25% test. And then plus other projects that we are financing this year, we are applying that 25% test, and then we are funding the remaining proceeds with recycling cap. So we are actively trying to take advantage of every resources available.
I know I've been in some discussions where they were trying to project whether or not there would be what the increase in projects would be.
Yes.
But then I know, part of that, the obstacles are all of the other grant funds that are required for those projects. So, I'm curious to see what the impact is on production with that change.
Be very modest because he hasn't told you. As part of what we've been working on here is the concern that taxable can add a lot of cost to the capital stack, right? Because you've reduced your volume cap by 25%. Now all of a sudden you're filling that 25% with taxable, but we have, because we've got this really strong indenture and we've built it up over the years. One of the things we can do is we can use means by which the rate to the developer has not changed. And so we're using recycled, we're using taxable, and we're using new volume cap, but in a way that's seamless to the development entity and to the capital stack, so that there isn't any additional cost, at least at the moment. I mean, things can change, especially as recycled volume cap will wane. Because, you know, you're using less new volume cap and anyway, and you can only use the recycled stuff once. So, but anyway, my point is that you're absolutely right. I don't know that we're gonna see a doubling. I think partly our pipeline is massive. I think we did a TEFRA recently and it was like over 500 million.
Right.
And of course, there are other impediments, including the use of the availability of subsidy, as well as all of the usual impediments to development that already exist. And so, you know, I think it remains to be seen. I think our ability to do more deals has theoretically gone up as a result of this legislative change, but we've never said no to a deal anyway.
Right.
Right.
So
But, you know, Kathy, just also to add to that, you know, I also have been talking to other tax credit investors, and some of them have said to me that they have reached their max in terms of commitments for 2026. So it all comes down to, again, if we can do it, but then you also have all the other players within the capital stack to see if they can absorb the uptick in pipeline.
but there's also
That's interesting.
Congress, there's a legislation, the 21st Century Road to Housing, which proposes to increase the public welfare investment cap for banks, which would include investments and tax credits from 15 to 20%. So
Yeah.
that could have an impact on tax credit investing, bringing more demand into the market, hopefully.
Andy, that's the bill, the bipartisan bill that just
Yes,
the Senate's pushing, but the House is kind of like
there's,
kind
yeah,
of lukewarm on. Yeah.
yeah.
Azim, I have one more question. And that is, so I know this is another indenture, but if you go back and look at our 2026 lending plan,
Yes.
how do I relate do these tax exempt bonds show up on that lending plan as
Yes.
so this is part of the basically 300 some odd billion of tax exempt
Correct.
borrowing we want to do okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, the bond is just the vehicle, the instrument. But when you look at the lending plan, that's the resources. So the amount of resources
The whole number.
yeah, that's it's static. It will not change.
Understood. That's good. Just wanted to make sure I could relate them back. Any other questions? Okay, good discussion. Rob, I guess I asked for yays and nays. Is that how this goes now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Any abstentions? Right. It passes.
Thank you.
Jerry, I just want the record to reflect that I joined the meeting a couple of minutes late because I had a difficulty. I had too many links. I keep on getting too many links for our meetings, but I've been in the meeting, you know, a couple of minutes after it started.
Okay, Commissioner. Commissioner, are you voting on this item?
Yes, I read it. I
Okay.
read the package. I heard 99% of the debate and the questions. I'm very
Excellent.
familiar with
Good.
financing, taxable and non-taxable, being an accountant and been in this business for over
I just
almost
wasn't
30
sure
years.
if you okay, just so you joined late, but you participated fully after your joining. Perfect. Thank you.
Well, I have no questions
okay.
on that part. I didn't participate, but I listened to everybody's question and answers, and you know, I did get the package. I got the wrong link, but this is the second month in a row, so hopefully we can figure this one out.
Okay. I'll
Thank you.
talk to technology about that.
And that's more intended for staff than you.
Understood. All right. So moving on. Allison, financial reports.
Good morning. Before you are the February financial reports. On the revenue side, mortgage loan and investment interest revenue are coming in 1.8 million under budget for the first 2 months of the year. and 8.2 million higher than last year. The increase in the authority's investment portfolio is the large driver of the year-over-year variance, as the portfolio is 929 million higher than the same time last year. On the expense side, interest expense is 3.3 million below budget through February and is 7.6 million higher than last year. Driving the prior year variance is the $850 million increase in outstanding bonds from the same time last year. Administrative expenses are coming in 1.4 million below budget and 502,000 higher than last year. When you exclude salaries and benefits of 4.9 million, the current year expenses are 220,000 higher than last year. And lastly, the change in net position is above target by 1.4 million. Happy to answer any questions.
The our continued on our on the operating expense, how we continue to be below budget on operating expense. I assume that is still driven by partly it's interest, but it's still driven by open positions that have yet been filled.
Yes. As of the end of this month, we had 133 positions. So we have about 12 vacant positions right now. So that's a big part of the budget variance.
Right, and we've seen that for a long time now. Any other questions? Okay, John, reduction of delinquency report.
Okay, good morning. The authority purchased 237 single-family loans in February for $70 million, which is 18 loans less than the average for 2025, but February is also a short month. The average loan size was $296,000. 98% of February's production was securitized, leaving 4 loans as whole loans. And the February month-end mortgage-backed security balance was $4.4 billion, which is $50 million over January. And the whole loan portfolio through the end of January declines just under $2 million, with remaining at a portfolio balance of $1 billion. The single-family delinquency rate was 6.7%, which is a half a point less than the state and nationwide average. And the carrying balance for loans in foreclosure remains very low. There's 98 loans that have a foreclosure status with a balance of under $12 million. Also in February, the authority funded 67 down payment assistant loans, totaling $760,000 and 165 time to own forgivable loans at $3.9 million. There were 2 new loan closings in February for the multifamily portfolio. The net loan count remained unchanged at 627 loans for $1.6 billion. And there were 8 permanent loan delinquencies with a delinquency period of greater than 60 days. Any questions?
Questions for John? Okay. Do we, Rob, refresh my memory, do we have to adopt the minutes from the February 19 meeting? Is that an action item?
Yes, we're just voting to publish them. So they're in, yeah.
Okay, so can I get a motion for the publish of the February meeting minutes?
So moved.
Second? I can second, chair can second, I'll second. All those in favor? Aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Okay, motion passes. Any other matters before the committee that staff or board would like to bring up?
I have one. I think we should
Go ahead,
congratulate Hazim. I think I saw somewhere
yes.
that he was getting a Lifetime Achievement Award. So
Oh,
to have
Yes.
our be recognized nationally, I think is, congratulations to Hazim and congratulations to CHFA.
Thank you, Kathy. I, from the from the finance side, I'm happy that there's more attention given to affordable housing finance than 25 years ago. I very vividly remember it was much more difficult to sell long-term bonds to investors when it comes to the housing finance industry. Also, I would say that the recognition, even though it's on a personal level, it's still a byproduct of the things that we do, what CHFA has accomplished. So I do need to thank the leadership, led by Nandini, along with all the other team members, and also the fact that the support that we get from the board, because if we are not able to do what we've been doing, then it's hard to believe that somebody would recognize somebody like me, because because of the impact that we have done is how we were getting recognized. So it's a bit about me just because I'm the face, but I do want to acknowledge that it's still a team and is CHFA and all the things that we have done.
What is the organization that?
Is the Smith Rating and Research.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Can
It's
you
quite an
forward
honor,
that
Hazeem.
notice? Because I
Congratulations.
haven't seen it or heard about it.
Can
What
you
was
send
that?
it around? Yeah.
Yeah, can you
Yeah.
send out around the notice or?
Yes, sure.
Yes.
Yeah, it's on LinkedIn, I think. I think I saw it on LinkedIn.
Oh, LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's where I saw it too.
Well, the only reason I have LinkedIn because my prior boss forced me to get it. Otherwise, I wouldn't even bother with it.
We will be celebrating Hazeem, the commissioner and I, and at the ceremony in next week in Georgia.
Nice.
Nice.
Well, I was going to say if it was local, I would attend too, but you're not going to get me in and play more than I need to with what's going on with TSA these days.
I know, especially going to
Especially
Atlanta.
if the Atlanta airport has to do with it.
I think that's
No matter how
right.
much I like it, Haseem.
Oh, I understand. No. The plot that counts.
Yeah.
I think is it Savannah, right? Is that where you're going? I thought yeah. One of my favorite places. I love Savannah.
Any other matters for the committee? All right, we stand adjourned. I guess I need a motion to adjourn. I'll
So
move to
move.
adjourn.
So move.
Second. All those in
Second.
favor?
Aye.
All those in
Aye.
favor? Opposed? Abstentions? All right, see you guys in a bit. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.